My name is Csaba and I was at Berkeley in the year of 2004-2005 at Berkeley with my family, Eva and Esther, as the Balázs student. I think I was the 10th Balázs student. And right now I'm serving in the same congregation as I was when we went to America in 2004. So the village is called Homorot St. Paul, or St. Paul, if you like it. This scholarship has helped me basically opening up my way of thinking. I grew up in a small village, a small village and a small town. I had a shared childhood between village and city. And when we arrived at Berkeley, in the Bay Area specifically, it has been very difficult for the first couple of months, trying to accommodate and to settle in. Although the committee and the people who work for this to be made nicely, they have done a lot of work in order to make my life and my family's life, Eva and Esther, our small daughter, then 2.5 years old, to be as good as it could be. So first of all, I had a very clear purpose of learning and knowing more about biblical languages, especially Greek and Hebrew. And I have signed a contract with my church, with my home church, before leaving for Berkeley, which said that after returning I need to apply for my PhD here in Kolozsvár to continue my academic journey, academic studies home. So I did. I completed my application and I have been accepted to start a PhD here in Transylvania. But unfortunately, because objective circumstances around the official status and acceptance of the theological seminary by the Romanian government, I couldn't follow up my PhD. So 2 years later I went to Manchester and completed my MA in Manchester and started finally my PhD in 2009 in Manchester, UK. So I see this as a continuation and as a direct effect of what I have started in Berkeley. On the other hand, most of my skills has been affected by those experiences accumulated across the United States from Hawaii to Boston, learning community development skills and how a UU congregation basically works and led by different committees, how decisions are made and how decision can take an uncertain direction, missing the fulfillment and missing the goal. I have also acknowledged that in United States, by rediscovering my home country and my home church, that the notion of transition is a very important characteristic of church life here, especially under the communism. the notion of identity as a Transylvanian Unitarian liberal Christian, we have to face the very difficult and ambiguous notion of hybridity, which also reconnects with the UUs in terms of reference, language of reference, a common ground which could unite us as a global movement, are also my concerns to be developed further in my PhD. So I see my scholarship at two levels, basically. One in which influenced my academic studies, postgraduate studies, on one hand, and the other hand, in congregations. How we tried to embed or implant those factual or practical skills we have studied, we have learned in different UU congregations. For example, we started a project with the children from the village and from the neighboring villages, from the 4 neighboring villages, and my wife started since then a recorder group with the children from the preschool or undergraduate classes till the age of confirmation. So since then we have organized a Christmas concert on the 2nd day of Christmas, inviting children and those children's parents from the neighboring villages. And now we share this with the adult choir in the congregation. So this has got a really important significance, not just in our congregation's life, but in the life of the neighboring villages. You must know that the villages here are very close each other, side by side, not even with a mile distance. So St. Paul, St. Peter, Recsenyid, and Városfalva in the large Homorod Valley, and they are very close each other, and the children come to the same school here in St. Paul. So basically I'm doing my ministry in two shared with one side, in one hand the academic side, the research project in England. On the other hand, I want to keep my status as an active minister in a congregation, not losing the connection with real life, and staying with my congregants, facing the problems and troubles of everyday life. And hopefully this transition and identity problems will get into an agenda of further international conferences, perhaps organized by the ICUU or IRRF, where these issues could be discussed. I'm just about to publish a translation of Paul Reiser's book Faith Without Certainty, which is going to be published this autumn. The cover of the book is ready and the content is ready, so hopefully in a couple of weeks the book will come up. I met Paul in person last year in the Netherlands, and I want to I want an increased publicity for UU theologians, feminist theologians as well, to include in this academic endeavor of mine for many people to get access to American Unitarian or Unitarian Universalist resources.
Hello, my name is Eva Todor, and I am very glad that I could participate to this year with to study for my husband, and this was the first experience for me in an English-speaking country, and I began to learn English in California, and for that I'm very glad. And we brought our first daughter with us, Esther, who was then 2 years old, and it was a very nice experience for us to be together in a foreign country, to learn how people live there, what are their thoughts and problems, and I'm also very glad that I knew the Unitarians there. I am here, the organist in our church, and it was very nice to see in California that how important the music in your churches is. And coming home, I think I have changed a lot in terms of thinking about music and of the importance of this. And I am leading here a choir in our congregation, and I am working with the children too. And in this way, we try to organize the whole life in our church. So, on the other hand, it was very helpful to be together with my husband, because staying home and knowing nothing about his experience just was what he told me. So it could be a very different understanding about the whole year. So thank you for the Balázs Scholarship for this possibility for us.